special curation of some of the finest entries from the Use of India photography competition that we had. As a passionate photographer myself, I truly understand how meaningful it is to have a platform to share the images we create with such love and dedication. A big thank you to Niyati Mehta and to Priya for giving me this opportunity to put this together. It's been an absolute pleasure. And of course, heartfelt thanks to all the Flow members who participated with such enthusiasm and creativity. The AV you're about to see features a curated selection of powerful images shot by our very own members that beautifully capture the essence of India through its stunning architecture, breathtaking natural beauty, and vibrant culture. It will conclude with the 5 standout images that have specially been selected. As a small token of appreciation, we have a lovely gift coupon from Go Colors for all the participants. Please feel free to collect yours from me after the presentation. Thank you, and let's enjoy this visual celebration of our incredible country.
वतन मेरे वतन ए वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू मैं जहाँ रहूँ जहाँ में याद रहे तू ए वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू मैं जहाँ रहूँ जहाँ में याद रहे तू ए वतन मेरे वतन ए वतन सलाम, माँ तुझे सलाम। वंदे मातरम, 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 वंदे मातरम।
Teachers who are lovely choir and Deepika.
Good evening, everyone. It fills my heart with much joy to welcome all of you to this lovely event, which promises to be inspiring and unforgettable. Captain Yashika Hatwal Tyagi. The first time I heard you was in 2023. I still remember walking away from the session, moved, stirred, and deeply inspired. So earlier this year, when I started making a wish list of speakers who had stirred my soul, whose stories I would like to bring to my Flow friends, you were on top of my list. And today here we are. Truly an honor, not only welcoming you, but sharing the same place with you here. Ma'am, Flow is no stranger to you. You have inspired many of our chapters in our country with your powerful voice and presence. Allow me to give you a small note about Flow Chennai. We are a vibrant, growing community of 1,250 members, guided by 31 past chairs. We are entrepreneurs, professionals, artists, change makers, and lifelong learners, all united by a shared purpose to uplift and empower. At Flow, our mission is very simple, yet profound: to inspire, educate, and empower women. We do this through meaningful events, mentorship programs, policy work, and hands-on community initiatives. This year, my focus is to bridge generations, spark collaborative growth, and bring real-world learnings into this space. We enter either through boardroom, classroom, or community centers. And what better month this is than August to have our National Month of Pride, to showcase voices that make us proud as Indians. We began this month with two remarkable young girls, Prasati Singh and Kamya Karthikeyan. This happened on Saturday. And these two young ladies are already creating waves with their courage and commitment to building a better India. Today, we are here in the presence of Captain Yashika Tyagi, a true embodiment of patriotism, pride, and power. But this celebration doesn't stop here. We are going to be having more events coming our way. So ladies, please watch out for our groups. Some new announcements will be made shortly also. Now, before we move ahead, I want to spotlight a very special initiative that's been months in the making. The Flow Privilege Card. Ladies, these three ladies are responsible for getting 120 brands for us members, Flow members. We are going to have a lot of services that are going to be given and benefits that will be coming to members. And thank you so much for their passion and perseverance. They have been at it for the last 3 months. Our privilege card has now been launched. Thank you so much, ladies, for all the hard work. Finally, I'd like to say thank you to all our past chairs for all their advice. I'd like to thank my EC for helping make today my vision a reality. The EC and the retreat committee who did this today. Thank you so much for this. Thank you to all our sponsors for believing in us, because it's because of them that we are able to have so many of these programs. And finally, I would like to say thank you, Captain Yashika, for your service to the country. Without much further ado, I'd like
welcome Captain Yashika Hatwal Tyagi. Captain Yashika is an alumni of the prestigious Officers Training Academy, Chennai, and was commissioned into the Army Ordnance Corps in 1994. In the year 1997, she was the first woman officer from Logistics Branch to be posted to a high altitude and extreme cold climate area like the Siachen Glacier. In 1999, she became the first woman's logistics officer to be a part of the battle zone in Operation Vijay. During the battle, she was in the second trimester of pregnancy, yet she fulfilled her duties of the Indian Army with strong resolve and determination. Part of DIAV Tableau and became the first woman veteran to salute the President of India on the Republic Day parade at Kartavya Park. On 20th August 2023, she was felicitated by Honorable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, as Ashmita Icon. As Director ECHS Polyclinic, she raised and successfully executed maiden project under the Ministry of Defence in counter-insurgency area of Jorhat, Assam and Srinagar. While serving as principal of Asha School at Danapur Cantonment, Patna, a school for specially abled children, she actively worked for amalgamating special children into mainstream. Captain Yashika is a distinguished Josh Talks and TEDx speaker. She is a sought-after defense analyst and regularly appears in national television and radio news channels. In her YouTube channel, Shaurya Tales, she narrates inspiring stories of military operations. Yashika's father was an officer in the Indian Army and fought in the 1962, 65 and 71 wars before passing away as a serving colonel in 1979. She was just 7 when her father's body was brought by the army in their truck. That's the day she decided to wear the uniform. So ladies, I don't want to keep you waiting any longer to hear the inspiring story of Captain Yashika Hatwal Tyagi.
Gazetted officer with President of India, commissioned with twinkling stars on my shoulders. Oh my God! This is the place that has given me a lifelong identity. Even after I die, I will always be known as Captain Yashika. And that rank I have gotten from this city. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Whenever I come to a flow chapter, I am honored by the word friend of flow. And it is not just an introduction. I feel this is my tribe. You all are my tribe. We may have different introductions, but that spirit is the same. Spirit of कुछ करके दिखाना है. Each one of you represent that spirit of entrepreneurship, spirit of a survivor, spirit of to go beyond, to cross the Rubicon so many times. It is not easy to be entrepreneur in this world, but you all are doing it. In your own words, you are contributing. A huge, big shout out to each one of you. बस आपके पंख फैलाती जाइए उड़ती जाए. So whenever I come and I speak to ladies, especially of flow, I feel it is my duty to share some of my life experiences so that whatever I can share from my life experiences, I share from here. And after that, when we intermingle, I listen to all of you and I imbibe so many lessons. So in my 29 plus years of professional career in various leadership roles, leading small teams or large, I have always seen that organizations rise and organizations fail because of one factor, and that is leadership. Leadership encompasses many things. So today I will be sharing with you what does actually leadership mean? What are the different types of leadership? And what can make you a better leader in your own domains? So let us begin with a very interesting, I'll not say anecdote, but a very interesting observation. So whenever you think of army, the first thing that comes to people's mind is, can anyone tell me what comes to your mind first when you think of a Fauji? Discipline. Discipline. Ekdam time to time, right? Anything else? Sacrifice. Bravery. Okay. Pardon?
Walking erect.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. लेकिन आज मैं इसको थोड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग बनाऊंगी rather than making it a very stiff collar thing. And I will request Niyati ji, half an hour के बाद थोड़ा सा मुझे एक हाथ दे दीजिएगा so that I start winding up, because I just, whenever I am in midst of my tribe, I lose track of my time and I don't want to do that. Okay, so very interesting observation. Officers' mess is generally a place where we have our all three meals, especially in field areas. That is a place where, it is a very sanctum sanctorum of any unit. So, this incident or observation that I'm telling you is rooted in the breakfast times of an officer's mess. So generally when you enter an officer's mess, you will find that there is a waiter who will come to you, sit down, he'll offer you a glass of water, and then ask you, what would you like to have? Now, breakfast is a time that every bachelor or the officer who is not married has to have breakfast in the officer's mess. So it is not like the corporate organization, jahan aapne, take away le liya, or you're having your burger, or you're having a meal on the go. No. In officer's mess, you have to sit and, take that meal. Now, this observation is about the breakfast time. So one officer comes. And as I'm telling you, I want you to understand the different kinds of responses. And why have I taken this example of breakfast? Because as this is the first decision of the day, it tells you how many different kinds of people are there taking decisions in different ways. Because this is a very important facet of a leader, decision-making ability. So just listen and enjoy. So one officer comes, sits, waiter is pouring water, and before he can finish pouring the water, this first officer in a very clipped accent would say, 2 poached eggs, or 2 boiled eggs. Because he knows what is the question. Before that only he replies. So this person goes and gets the breakfast. No confusion. Very clear decision making. The other officer comes, sits down, waiter pours the water and asks, "Sahab, anda kaise lenge?" Now there are only finite ways in which a person can take the egg, but the way decision is made. Now the person says, okay, I'll have a boiled egg. And then says, nahi, make it fried. So he says, सब सिंगल फ्राई लेंगे या डबल फ्राई लेंगे? Oh, make it double fry. Now the waiter is roaming around. He knows very soon the decision is going to be changed again. He says, अच्छा नहीं, उसको double fry करना. Waiter is still not sure whether this is the final decision and he's waiting. And then the person says, अच्छा नहीं, omelette लाना. He says, okay. Third officer comes. Waiter pours the water and asks, "Sir, breakfast में क्या लेंगे?" Now this person says, "Okay, get me an omelette." And then he starts talking. By the time the person comes with the omelette, he looks at him and he gets angry, very temperamental. "Who asked you to get an omelette? I asked for the boiled egg." And he said, "साहब गलती हो गया, मैं लेकर आता हूँ." And then he says, "कोई बात नहीं. Now that you have gotten it, I'll eat it. But pay attention from next time." Another officer comes. Person asks, "Saab, कैसे लेंगे अंडा?" And he says, "Eggs Benedict." And he says, "साहब वो तो कुक को बनाना नहीं आता." किसने बनाया उसको कुक? ठीक है, चीज ऑमलेट. Last officer comes, waiter asks the same question. This one looks around, और लोग क्या खा रहे हैं? अच्छा ठीक है, मेरे लिए भी सिंगल फ्राई लेके आना. Now, this may be an interesting observation, but it tells you how many types of decision makings are there. There are some who are very decisive. There are some who are quick to decide but are temperamental. There are some who are very fickle, they keep changing the decision, and for their juniors, they are the curse. There are some ex-Benedict type who do not take into account the resources at hand and have very high expectations from the team. There are some who are very democratic. They are very risk averse. So now, in all your domains, ladies, you are all leaders. Don't take this story just as a fun observation, but there's a very serious learning behind it, that correlate it with what kind of leader you are. Think it over. What is the leadership style that you have? And I'm very sure that when you will think back, you will realize what makes your team grow, what makes your team irk, and how much scope of improvement you have. So, for a leader, the first thing that is very important is a decision-making ability. One thing that differentiates a good leader from a bad leader is the problem-solving ability. Everybody wants a problem solver. Nobody wants a problem creator, either as a leader or as a team. You think of your own teams. Would you like a problem creator? No. अगर आपकी टीम में कोई प्रॉब्लम क्रिएटर है और वो छुट्टी मांग रहा है, तो आप उसको सबसे पहले छुट्टी दोगे. हाँ, जाओ. And one person who is actually holding everything together and the man Friday, you will say, जरूरी है जाना. Right? Be part of the solution. As a leader, and especially as a woman, there are many times when the world has a very set idea about all of us. Will women be able to take difficult decisions? Women, be present where the action is. Never try to have a remote control working of your teams. It's very important for you to be part of your team. Be present where the action is. You know, in army we have something that how a Jawan is going to address you. So we do not have a madam or we do not have a sir. We are addressed as Saab. So and it's very interesting, whenever I ask people how's the Josh, people say hi, and then you say, oh, sir bulana hai ki madam bulana hai? But the key is that it is the respect. आप sir बुलाओ, आप madam बुलाओ, आप मर्जी कुछ भी मत बुलाओ, but you respect. And the respect only comes when a leader knows the job. So in army, especially as a woman who was very newly into this domain, अब आप देखो, when I joined army, that was the year 1994. Very few women were there. I am 77 number lady officer. That time पहली 100 भी नहीं थी. It was a very small cohort. माने in million strong army, we were just a drop. Not even a drop if you compare. 25 girls used to pass in every batch. Everybody was watching us like an eagle. Will they? Won't they? Can they? Can't they? क्या ये पापा की परी बन के रहेंगी? या ये actually soldier of Indian Army की तरह काम कर सकती है? So for everything, every small decision, every big decision, we were under a scanner. Imagine how difficult it is when for everything you have to prove yourself. Every time you have to prove yourself. When I reached Leh first, I was the first lady officer in high altitude area. First lady officer from the logistics wing to be posted to high altitude area. The first thing that my commanding officer said to me was, "We never wanted you here." First thing, I went to him, I saluted, I reported, he looked at me, put down his glasses and said, "We never wanted you here." It was not against Yashika. And it was not a discrimination also. Poor man was worried that, oh, I have got one working hand, I have lost one working hand here. Had there been a male officer, things would have been easy. Now this girl is here. What is she going to do? Now, it would have been better had there been a male officer. Not realizing that I have volunteered to go to high altitude because I had overheard few officers speaking, not aimed at me, but within my earshot. But मैं जब सोचती हूँ मुझे लगता है it was aimed at me only. And they said, now these girls are here. Who has taken them into army? They are now going to take over all our peace postings. We will have to do double time field areas because these women are now going to be posted to easy postings. And we will have to do double time hard work or field area posting or difficult area or counter-insurgency areas. And then I thought in my mind, I said, no, this has to change. Because it is such an initial age. If now we don't hold the bull by the horns, slowly, gradually, it may become a norm. And you know what was the scare? So in army, we all have got a number, right? Every army officer, army jawan is known by a number. If your spelling of the name is wrong, but your number is right, then your number prevails. And there are two kinds of commission in Indian Army. One is a permanent commission. That is, you serve, for 32, 33, 34, 35, 36 years, depending on the promotions that you are getting. Second is the short service commission that initially was only for 5 years. Then if you do well on the same parameters, you may be permanently absorbed. Or after 5 years, you can by choice leave also. Now, the Officers Training Academy Chennai here trains the short service commissioned officers. Right? The type of commission you get is short service. So that number is prefixed. If it is permanent commission, it is prefixed by IC. What is IC? India Commission. Can you imagine when your number is prefixed by the word India? President's Commission. Nobody can take it away from you. You are like, oh God, you feel on top of the world. And from Officers Training Academy, when officers pass out, their number is prefixed with SS. That means short service. So women were getting trained in OTA, shoulder to shoulder with the men folks, but we were not getting short service commission number. We had a very different number. And this different number was WSES. That is Women Special Entry Scheme. सबसे पहले the thorn in the heart was why my number is prefixed with W, that is women. आदमियों के आगे तो आप men नहीं लिखते, तो हमारे नंबर के आगे women क्यों लिखा? Then special. Please don't treat us special. We don't want to be treated in any special manner. Treat us normal. Entry scheme. We all know by the word scheme that it has a very temporary ring to it. Chali chali nahi to dabba gol, that is the nature of a scheme. And so when I heard men speaking that, they are not fit to go to the field areas, I volunteer. I said, I want to go to a field area, difficult area. So it was a time when army was also experimenting. And when I volunteered, I got high altitude and extreme cold climate area. माने आप जहां तक देखें आपको सिर्फ आदमी नजर आ रहे हैं. Women were only either medical officers or nurses. And I said, okay, now it is good. So when I enter my CO's office and I salute and he tells me, we never wanted you here, it gave me double time confirmation in my heart that I am at the right place. This is what needs to change, and it will only change if I give my best. I don't have to do anything special. I just have to do what is expected of me, not try to hide behind the weaker gender, weaker sex theory. My uniform is same as men. From day one, I'm wearing same uniform. From day one, I have the same stars. From day one, I should get the same responsibilities. From day one, I am to lead my team. And from day one, I have to work hard enough that the men whom I am commanding, they should not feel ye to madam hai. They should just feel ye saab hai hamara. And when they called me saab, and ladies, there is no feminism in it. Pardon me if anybody feels that there is feminism in it. But in army, when your Jawan calls you Saab, you feel I have been accepted on the equal merits. And that came to me with my sweat and blood. This is the story when the Battle of Kargil was going on. And I was in my second trimester of pregnancy. 4th, 5th and 6th month, totally aligned with May, June, July 1999. The 3 months when we had Operation Vijay, popularly known as Battle of Kargil. I had my elder son with me, who was about 2.5, and I was pregnant with my second pregnancy. My husband fighting a battle in Dras sector. It was actually Murphy's Law. Anything that could go wrong could have gone wrong. You know, high altitude pregnancy is very different. It's lack of oxygen, rarefied atmosphere. And for your body to convert iron into oxygen, or for your hemoglobin, you need good amount of oxygen. Now in high altitude, I was told, you must not have anything that is rich in iron, because your body will not get that much oxygen. And you may have just 3 situations here. Either you'll have a special child as your baby, because oxygen is less. Second, you may self-abort the child. And third, which is a very rare, that you will have a normal pregnancy. Because we are the people from plains. Our body is not genetically tuned to high altitude, 14,000, 15,000 feet. It is not made for that. But the only thing that kept coming to my mind was, this is a normal pregnancy. Nothing will go wrong. And my commanding officer calls me when Kargil happened. All postings were stopped. Everything was standstill. Though I had completed my 2 years by then. But this is redemption. And he calls me and says, if you are not up to it, if you really feel, Yashika, I can take up a special case from Army headquarters and we'll get you posted to a peace area because of your physical condition. I said, sir, please don't take away this moment from me. When we get trained in academy, we are always trained for battle. We are never trained for peace posting. जब हमारी ट्रेनिंग होती है तो हमें सिखाया जाता है कि लड़ाई होगी तो आपका क्या रोल है. एक गोली एक दुश्मन. As logistics officer, your role is to equip fighting forces to fight an effective battle against enemy. You are not trained for peacetime. You are trained for the battle. I said, sir, please don't do it. Please don't do it. He said, okay. I said, I was hoping you will say that because I want you in my team. And that is when you feel that I am accepted as a professional. So my respect is coming from my seniors. And imagine when a pregnant woman officer walks. In my one hand, I would hold my elder son, a carbine in another, and your baby, unborn child in your stomach. You know, everybody's spine just stands erect. And that salute that you see and that pride that you see in your Jawan's eyes. I think मेरा जीवन उधर ही सफल है. And one of my Jawan's comes and says, साहब आप किसी सांप से कम नहीं. So you feel that your work will get you respect. Your decisions will get you respect. You only have to do what is expected of you. In Indian setting, we generally treat women as softer. बचपन से हम difficult decisions नहीं लेते. We are ready with all the training of rocket launchers and LMGs and MMGs, that is machine guns, heavy, light and medium. We had come trained with the mortar firing and the rifle firing. We knew our task. Don't treat us special. Don't treat us as women. Treat us as soldiers of Indian Armed Forces. That is exactly same for you. But what happens when you ask a girl to take a decision? Those generations of conditioning makes us hesitant leaders. Hesitant leaders. We want to take a decision that is right. We don't want to take a decision that will fall flat. Because we feel, लोग हंसेंगे. लोग क्या बोलेंगे? People will say, oh, she could not manage this. How right we were. This makes us hesitant leaders. That makes us very, very risk averse. That makes us to procrastinate. We keep thinking. इस बीच में आदमी आता है, 4 डिसीजन लेके निकलता है, 2 सही 2 गलत, but emerges as a leader because he's taken a decision. And here is a woman who keeps thinking, एक ही डिसीजन लूंगी जो सही लूंगी. No, my dears, take decision. It is better than taking no decision. Be in a limbo. It is better than that. Your decision may not be right, but at least you have gotten that courage. You have shown that courage to take a decision. Self-doubt, bane of girls. इससे पहले दुनिया हमारे ऊपर डाउट करे, हम खुद ही को डाउट करते हैं. We have placed this barrier on our mind. Okay, I'll tell you a story. Ready, Ustad? And I climbed those stairs, the pool that you see, and I climbed on I tried to go to the 5 meter, and Ustad said, my heart was I have not known a fear like that. I climbed. He whistled. Not this whistle, but वो जो PT उस्ताद के पास whistle है. He whistled and he said, jump. With that whistle is an indication that one has to jump. I closed my eyes and I jumped. And I jumped wrong. And you know, एक तो उधर ऊपर खड़े होके swimming pool is looking like a hanky. And you feel if I jump, I may be out and break my head. But now the whistle has gone, I have to jump. And I jumped wrong. And the water hit my cheek, my shoulders. You know, that injury can actually lacerate your skin. I lost my consciousness and I was actually a stone somewhere under. And it feels like eons, but probably would have been just few seconds that I was fished out, put, on the side of the pool. And as I regained my consciousness, swimming ustad was trying to wake me up. My friends were, someone was rubbing my soles of my feet and trying to revive me. And as I came to my senses, I started crying and crying and crying. And I felt that I have failed in this test. Now what am I going to tell my mother? What am I going to tell my mother? The lady feels that this is the girl who is going to bring Papa's uniform back to family. And now this girl is not able to do that. And I was crying. And that day what my ustad told me, I want to leave you all with that lesson. Because I feel that we all need that lesson. Very strictly he told me, men can't show softness. And ustad to just cannot show any softness. Ustad has to be very strict. Ustad told me, Rona mat karo. And I just gulped my tears. And I was just, I said, rote ho na aap And he said, Rona mat karo. And I was just saying one thing. अब मैं relegate हो जाऊंगी, अब मेरे को academy से निकाल देंगे. What will happen? And he said, तुम दुनिया से लड़कर यहां तक आई हो, तो क्या अब पानी से डर के बाहर चली जाओगी? And that turned me around. I said, swimming is no great shakes. Everybody is swimming. Just because I made that a big devil in my head, that size of my self-doubt was so big, it had become like an Everest that I could not cross. But when my ustad told me that you are here, you have fought with the world, you have swam against the tide of this society, you have come here as a trailblazer and as an example to your generation, and now you are saying, I cannot swim. I just wiped my tears. That day turned around my life. I not only learned swimming, I cleared my swimming test. 20th August 1994 passing out parade, my mother was sitting in the audience. I was commanding my contingent and I passed out with a medal of merit. So कहने को swimming बहुत छोटी सी चीज है, but it gave me the confidence, and that is the lesson I want to leave you all with. It is often said that grass is green on the other side. You see the other person, you see the other woman doing very well, and you always say, "Arey, usne kar liya. Oh, she's very lucky. Oh, mere se to nahi hoga. Oh, she must be, doing something better." We always compare. We always say, "Grass is green on the other side." Let me tell all of you, my dears, grass is green where you water it. Grass is green where you water it. Wherever you focus, that will grow. I have focused on how I cannot swim and I could learn. That never let self-doubt sabotage you. Because it is very easy to get sabotaged. Very easy to have that fear become so big in your mind that you cannot overcome it. Don't let it do that. You are all magic. You are all Shakti. You know, it is said that Balika Aham Balika, Navayuk Janita Aham Balika, Na Abla, Na Nirbala, Aham Adi Shakti Ambika. So you are all Shakti root. But when somebody tells you that Shakti had so many hands, multitasking, so you all also multitask, you please say no. I will not be taken for a ride. Let me live. Let me enjoy life. I am not here to prove myself to anyone. I am not here to prove myself to anyone. I am here to be the best version of myself. And take yourself seriously. You should have a voice on the table. Speak. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for the women. One thing I would like to say. As a team here, you are all of different age groups. So senior ones must be like a mentors to the younger ones. We all have been, women my generation have been there, done that. We have, looked after the 3 pillars in our lives. Work, family, relationships. We all have felt life crumbling down many times. But we all have gotten up, taken care of one thing at a time. So senior ones share those hacks with the younger ones. Probably they will learn that one thing that will make their life easy. One thing I can share with all of you from personal experience, how to introduce yourself. Very important. When I tell people, I am Yashika, when I say I'm Captain Yashika, oh. When I say, I'm Captain Yashika, Kargil War veteran, oh, conversation happens. But when I say, I'm Captain Yashika Hatwal Tyagi, military-inspired leadership coach, business happens. Prepare your pitch, how to introduce yourself, because you all are here in your own space. And seniors must be good mentors, and the juniors should learn to take criticism constructively. If you cannot speak here, openly, then you can never shed your inhibition in front of anyone. This is a core. You will rise from here. So this forum that you have is extremely powerful. When I come from outside, when I see all of you, and I go all over India, and I don't even remember at how many FICCI platforms I have spoken, it gives me so much of joy, pride, and chatte fatte te tapte gilli. That is what I want to say every time. You girls rock.
But your motivational speech here makes the room is full of all confident women here. So that's the magic you did.
My elder sister, we are 3 sisters. So we were 9, 7 and 5 when we lost our father. My mother was just a 33 years young widow. And what this lady did is commendable. My elder sister is a doctor, MBBS, MD. She, as a civilian doctor, she worked with naval hospitals. She's married to a naval officer. I came into army, got married to love of my life, a para commando, an army officer. And my youngest sister, Navy ho gaya, Army ho gaya, kya bacha? Thank you. My youngest sister is a serving Air Force officer, a wing commander, and she's married to an Air Force officer. That is the power of women.